This past weekend, some of you know, we went to my nephew's wedding in West Tennessee, Jackson, Tennessee, which is about an hour and a half outside of Memphis. And while we were there, of course, I had to do some shopping. And I picked up some really cool finds. I want to share those with you today. While we were there, we stayed in an Airbnb and it had the cutest vintage decor. If you are like me and you are a reseller or a vintage lover, you know that wherever you go and you're always looking at the decor, you get excited when you see pieces. And I was basically like looking everything up to see what it was, if it was vintage or was it a reproduction. So I want to share that with you guys. We also went back to a place that I have been before, just so happy to be able to return. And it's called the Carriage House Antiques and Cafe. It has the sweetest little cafe inside. With my oldest daughter was in town to go with us to the wedding, and she took some footage as well. So I want to share that with you guys. And also as a bonus, I'm going to let you know what just sold in my Etsy shop that was actually featured in my last video of the fall decor, and a lot of the brass items sold right away. So let's get into it. I want to share some footage with you and then we will get right into the shopping haul. But don't go away. At the end, I might even let you see a few pictures of us in our formal wear when we went to my nephew's wedding.
So this Airbnb was really cool. Now, not everything in there was vintage. It just had vintage touches, actually, that was mixed with new stuff. The couches were new. This oil painting was so cool. But little touches like, see that little vase? That table is also vintage, but this little vase is like an 80s vase. A lot of the artwork was vintage, and I didn't get a picture of everything, but there was a painting in one of the bedrooms I didn't get a picture of. And it was online for like $800, which I don't know if that was true, but these little items they had on this bookshelf were so cute, and I was Google lensing everything to see like what it was. This little cabinet is so cool over here in the corner. I'm sure it was made into a bar because it has little racks to put glasses, but they basically just used it to keep their cable box in. This room had a really cool vintage chair that I didn't focus on long enough. And then this room was where I saw this amazing bird cage with this brass cardinal inside. I just thought that was so cool. I did try to research that bird cage just to see what the comps were of them selling on eBay, and here's a couple I found that were very similar. Now the bird inside, I could not find this bird, so if you guys find him, let me know. I had not seen these little cats before. I looked them up. They are going for quite a bit of money, but I thought they were really interesting. There was a lot of jewelry kind of mixed in here and there. They did have a few booths that had newer items, but the majority of the place was vintage, a lot of antiques, but we were just enjoying it all. My daughter was with us and she spotted these tiaras, and of course she had to try one on, and I think she needs a tiara. That was green, her emerald, which is her birthstone. I should have got it for her. These brass candelabras were beautiful. Of course, they were a little pricey for resale, but man, were they pretty. This lamp was absolutely beautiful. I think it was like $50. I think I show the price here. So pretty. It was really large. But there were little candle holders down here. $11 for that. I don't think they were vintage, but $11 for a giant candle holder, that's pretty good. This is my husband helping me Google in something. My daughter took that picture. She thought it was pretty cute. And this is her going through the vintage clothing. So there were a couple of booths that had really cool clothing and hats and jewelry, but we were looking for scarves because she wears scarves for her work. and we just didn't find anything that was really great. I saw this really cool toy metal kitchen set, and I love this. I did not buy it. I do have a little toy metal refrigerator that my daughter gifted me that I keep in my kitchen up on my cabinets. And I had the stove that matched it, but I no longer have it. Those little cups say Mama Eva's. I should have got those because I am Eva, but I didn't. This little stove, I had this stove before. It actually comes in light pink as original. So someone painted this, which of course I love the hot pink too, but I didn't get it. This candelabra was absolutely amazing, and that price on there was absolutely phenomenal. I looked this up when we were in the store. It was selling for well over $100, but I just didn't take it because we didn't really have a lot of room. Of course, before we left, we got hungry. We had to eat in the little cafe. It was so adorable. The food was great. So that's my husband and my daughter, and we are just waiting for our little food. It was more like a sandwich, soup, and salad type place. So good. I think that was my daughter. She got a quiche.
I was really excited to go back to the store because I had been one other time with my youngest daughter a few years ago, and I remembered where it was and that I really liked this store. I loved that it had the little cafe inside. I also liked that it is a lot bigger than it looks on the outside, but it's just one of those really fun places to go through. Not only do they have the cafe, they actually have home baked items that you can take to go. And something really interesting that I didn't know about this place is that they actually do live auctions online on their Facebook page, like I think every Friday night, and they ship. So that's why I'm definitely going to share their Facebook page for you in my description box, because even if you don't live in Tennessee or you can't get to the Jackson, Tennessee area, you can follow along and maybe even watch some of their live sales. I did notice they had little signs throughout the store that said that they shipped, but I had no idea that they did the auction. So that is something that you could even watch as well, no matter where you live. In my last video, I was talking about wall art, and one of the first things I found was this sweet set of Homeco prints. Now, I've had these before. They always sell for me. I did pick these up. So cool. I also found this vase. Now, the vase is not marked, but I'm pretty sure this is Royal Copley just because I've had this vase before as well, and it has sold for me. It does have some wear inside, and it has some crazing in the glaze, but it's like a really pretty blue color with the dragon, which is very popular, like a more Asian motif. And then it has like this reddish pink color all the way around it. So I have had this vase before and it has sold. I found this one, it was in really great condition, so I went ahead and picked it up as well. I love collectible wall plates. They do well for me. A lot of people hate them. They don't like to get them because they just think that they're not going to sell. But if you can find one that is cute, and when I mean wall plate, it is made to hang on the wall and it's got like a really cute motif, it will usually sell. Religious ones sell well for me. The ones that say like welcome to our home or something funny, or even if it says like welcome to our camper, I've sold a lot of those. This one was really pretty just because the colors are great. Now, when I first saw it, it's got a memo and it says today is the first day of the rest of my life. I thought that this was something that you could wipe off and then write again, which would be really cool, you know, but you can't. It's actually painted on there, so you can't remove it. But I like that even though it has the calendar on there, there's no specific year. So you can just hang this up anytime. It doesn't have like a year on it, and it would be great for today. But I think this would be really pretty in a kitchen or an office. I always love Mary Englebright stuff. I did find this in the original box, and I think it was only a couple of dollars, but it is one of her coffee mugs. And this one's really cute because it's labeled the crab. And you can kind of see on her face why it's labeled that, but it's the one that has like the blue center. Her stuff always sells well for me, and I love it when it has the original box. I love it when I find fish that go on the wall. Now, these are not super fancy. I like them when they're kind of like colorfully painted. I think it was probably a hobbyist piece. Someone probably made it just because it doesn't have a signature or anything on the back, but they're really cute. Like, look at her face. She's just like, I feel like she's the girl fish and he's the guy fish maybe, but it's not really pulling up on camera, but it's a really pretty like light blue. And then it has a really nice glaze on it, which makes them shiny. Now he does have like crazing in the glaze. You can see that that's not a crack. It's actually just in the glaze because it is smooth over it. So I thought these were in really great condition, and sometimes these are hard to find. And we found this really cool miniature screen. Now it's wood, but the inside screens are like this, sort of like a porcelain type breakable type material. But look how beautiful this is. So one side has all of this, and then the other side, look at this. So pretty with all of the florals. So I love this. This would be so pretty in somebody's decor. This would even be really nice on a desk, like to divide things. But it's just so pretty. Each side is beautifully hand painted, and it has some weight to it. And it was in really great condition. So we got this for a really great price. I have never sold one of these, so let me know if you have. I did look up some comps on them. It looks like they were selling for pretty well. So we will see how this does. Guys, you're my pink truck pals. You know I always tell you when I screw up. I messed up on two things, and I'm here to let you know, don't feel bad if you've done this. One is I have butterfingers. My family knows, be careful if Eva goes to take something off the shelf, because sometimes her little chubby fingers drop it. And that's exactly what I did. This was a beautiful dish. It had a really pretty top on it. And I went to get it to see like what the price was. And also you always want to look for their little mark on the bottom there. And the lid just fell off and broke. I mean, when I say broke, this thing shattered in a million pieces. So I'm mortified. I am like, oh my gosh, I got to clean this up before somebody else gets hurt. My daughter and my husband, I'm going to tell you, I love these two. They always have my back. They were like, it's fine. I said, well, apparently I'm buying this. And if I break something in a store, I always pay for it. I just feel like it's the right thing to do. Now it's not like it happens a lot, but it has happened before. Now, if the person says, no, don't worry about it, because these are vendors' booths and this is their stuff. Sometimes you'll go to places and they'll have a sign up that says, you break it, you buy it. And then sometimes I've been to places where somebody might say, I've seen somebody break something and the owner might say, don't worry about it. It happens. We don't need you to pay for it. But I definitely paid for this. So I paid $9 for a bottom of a cup. I mean, they gave me the bottom, but the top was into a million pieces and could not be repaired. I got down on the ground and cleaned up the mess, and my daughter and husband took it up front and told them what happened so they would know. And they were wonderful about it. They were like, just make sure you guys don't get hurt. We don't want anybody to get cut. And then for some reason, I always feel awful afterwards. So it took me like maybe 10 minutes to kind of like get back into shopping mode, because then I was like so scared to touch anything. I was like, how much is that? And tried to get my husband or my daughter to get it off the shelf, because I was like, what is wrong with me? I don't know what. This is another thing, girls, I'm going to blame on menopause, because for some reason I am very clumsy lately. That brings me to my next flub up, because I tell you these stories to make you feel better, that you can laugh at me. And it's okay if you laugh at me. I want you to laugh with me at me. So I found these beautiful candle holders in brass, because we know brass sells, right? And they were a great price. And I looked up the comps on them. They were selling for great. So I picked them up. But as you can see, something's happened to this one. And here's what happened. I was so excited to get these home. I unwrapped it and immediately dropped this one on the ground. And so I just want you to know, here's another tip for you. If you think brass can't break, you're wrong, because it can. This was right there. This hit the ground and broke off. And you know, if it's brass or metal like this, the only way you're going to get that back is if you have a soldering iron here in the South, what we call it. That's probably going to be the only way you can do that. This is not something you can hot glue. This is not something you can Elmer's glue. This ain't nothing you can Gorilla glue. Metal, it would have to be soldered back on. So I'm just going to cut it as my losses, and I'm just going to sell the single one. Now, personally, I think this is kind of pretty, and it almost looks kind of like an owl by itself, right? Can you see that? Like maybe some eyes, I don't know. But I think this would still make like a really pretty thing on the wall, even though you can see the little nub there. So I might come up with like a little craft or something, some way to use this, because I'm not going to let it get me down. I'm going to use this. But I do still think that one will sell. Of course, that cut my money in half of what I was going to make. These are things that happen to you. Try not to get too upset about it. I do get upset and kind of beat myself up when I do something stupid like this, but these are things that happen to everybody. And I just want you to know that if this happens, you just have to move on and make the best of it and cut your losses, and do not beat yourself up. Okay. Just don't. Also, I forgot to mention that they actually came with the little votive cups. Now you could put a taper candle in here, but they actually came with votive cups, which would have been really pretty. I do think that it's just a gorgeous design, like that little heart design. So I do still have 2 of these. And let me set that down very carefully. Okay, I was excited when we found this. I don't know if you guys know anything about this. I didn't until I researched it. First of all, I saw the cats. Cats do so well. If you haven't seen my video about the 2 most popular vintage animals that sell, it's cats and birds. You can go watch that video. I kind of spoiled it for you, gave you the answer, but you probably already knew that. This is kind of heavy. It almost feels like marble, but this is, read that. This is Armani. So this is Giuseppe Armani. There is Giorgio Armani. You know, there's the whole Armani family in fashion. This is Giuseppe Armani. Apparently made these sculptures in Florence. They're Capodimonte. They're made in Florence, Italy. And they have a little signature there. And some I've seen actually has like the blue marking, the Capodimonte or Italy mark on there. And it has this gorgeous wood base. These are super heavy. This weighs over 2 pounds. So I don't know what this is made out of, but it feels like stone. I don't think it's marble, just because, I mean, they called it Capodimonte, which is basically like the style when you have all these little, it's usually like that very pokey style with all the intricate details. So I'm not sure if it's just porcelain and it's just so heavy, because it's not the wood that's heavy. You can tell it's the thing on top of it, but the wood does add some weight. But I looked these up. Now, it didn't come with its original box, and these things were selling for a lot. Like some of them for $60, some of them for $80. I'm sure it's probably because of the Armani name. But this one's called Kittens on Snow, because this is supposed to be like snow. I think it's beautiful. Now, I did pay up for this because we kind of looked it up in the store and saw that they were going for quite a bit, and they had it marked very reasonably. I want to say it was on sale. So this is something I'm taking a chance on. So let me know if you've sold anything in the Armani figurine department and how that did for you. I know cats do well. However, this is going to be marked up a little bit because they are selling for a lot, and I do have to recoup the money that I have in it. So I'm not sure if someone will pay what I've had to price this, but we are going to find out. I just thought it was super interesting. It seems like it's collectible. So we're just going to see how this does. This also goes with my last video where we were talking about wall decor. I found these gorgeous pieces with the bird and the flower and the butterfly. Now, immediately when I saw these, I guessed Sirocco, because usually the long ones like this, I have had ones similar to this that were long, that were Sirocco. But would you believe it? If you watched my last video, you know that they're all very similar. This one is Homeco. So these are Homeco. I don't know why it has this fabric in it. I'm thinking someone had it maybe mounted on fabric because it has like these little pieces of fabric that I need to get out. But these were in great shape. And honestly, guys, I didn't pay hardly anything for these. I thought it was marked wrong when I saw the price tag. So I want to say I got these for $3. And I don't know why. Had a little bit of paint on the top there, but nothing was broken. It was in really great condition. This was a really good find, and I think these will do well. So I've got to get these listed. That'll do it for my shopping haul. I think I got some really great items. I think that they're going to do well. How are your sales doing? Let me know in the comments below. I really love the feedback that I've been getting on some of my videos, especially from other resellers that are letting me know that some of the top sellers that I experience as being top sellers, you also experience as being top sellers. And that's really great information because that kind of lets us know what's on trend right now. I do want to show you real quick what sold in my Etsy vintage shop that was listed in my last video.
So these items sold after that last video. I don't know if the people saw it in the video or if it really is that these are just really great sellers because they are kind of neutral and very fall. But all of these were in my last video. I'll link it in the description below, where we were kind of styling fall finds. As you can see, they're brass items and then the amber cake plate and some wall decor. So this will give you an idea of what is trending right now in my Etsy shop.
I love my customers so much. You are the best people in the world. I love that you share with me what you've done with your pieces. I love it when you send photos. And I just really, really appreciate your feedback, and I love your reviews. I read every single one and they mean the world to me. So thank you for that. If you are watching, if you are a new reseller and you have reached out with questions, I hope that I've helped you in some way, but you can always email me at pinktruckpicker@gmail.com and I will help you as much as I can with any questions. If not, if you want to leave them in the comments below, perhaps there are other resellers watching that are more seasoned than I am, and they might be able to help you as well. Now, I know this didn't have a lot of reseller tips in it, but I will try to have another video with some more tips in it soon. If you like this vlog style video, let me know, or if there's anything else that you want to see, you can always give me a suggestion. I hope that you're doing well wherever you are. Thank you guys so much for following me. If you haven't subscribed, I would love it if you did. Right now, I'm trying to stay on a schedule of having a video for you every Friday, and I'm hoping I can keep up with that. So far, so good. I will link anything below that I think would be of interest to you, but if there is anything that I forgot, please message me or comment below and let me know if there's something else that you were looking for or that you wanted me to link. I'm going to link the Carriage House Antiques and Cafe for you because even if you are not in the Tennessee area, hey, check out their live sales on their Facebook. I'm going to try to check them out too if I can. I think they're always on Fridays because I would love to see. I've never watched one. I would love to see it. Thank you, Pink Truck Pals. Your friendship means everything to me. I hope that you are doing well, and I sincerely mean that. I hope you've had a wonderful week, and you're going to go into the weekend with everything sunshiny for you. I'll see you really soon in the next video.